In the very beginning, there was nothing. God had not yet created anything. But then God created the universe. He made the sun, the moon, and the stars, and our little planet called Earth. He fashioned the sky, brought up dry land, made plants, animals, and it was beautiful. God saved his most important creation for last. God created people. God knew that he'd have a special relationship with people. He created them to know and love him. God created a man from the dust of the earth, and God breathed life into him. God's very breath made the man a living being. God placed this first man, Adam, in a beautiful garden. Yes, Adam was supposed to take care of the garden. Adam was free to enjoy the garden, but God told him one very important thing. God didn't want Adam to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. To eat from it would be to disobey God. Then God gave Adam a very important job. God had created all of the animals, but they didn't have names yet. God brought the animals to Adam, and Adam named them all. God knew how important it is for people to be in community. When we have friends and family, we can encourage and help one another. Even though there was so many animals, Adam didn't have a friend who was just like him. God knew that Adam needed someone else, so God created a woman. When God brought the woman to Adam, he was so happy, so very, very happy. He knew that she was perfect for him. When Adam saw Eve, it was like he saw a reflection of himself. He knew that she was different from him. He was a man and she was a woman. She was made to be his perfect match. God created them to be in a relationship with each other and to be in a relationship with him. Life for Adam and Eve was perfect. They took care of the garden that God had created, and they spent time with God and each other. But one day, all that changed. God had told Adam and Eve not to eat any fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. But a clever serpent came up to Eve to trick her. The serpent questioned what God had told Eve, but Eve knew what God had said. They could eat any fruit in the garden except from that one tree. But again, the serpent questioned God. The serpent said that God was just testing them. Nothing bad would happen. Eve wanted to try the fruit, so she took some fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to Adam, and he ate it too. Both Adam and Eve had disobeyed God. Both of them knew that what they had done was wrong. They covered themselves up and tried to hide from God. But God knew where they were, and he knew what they'd done. He asked them about it. And Adam blamed Eve, and Eve blamed the serpent. But in the end, they had chosen to disobey God. They had sinned, the very first sin, and it broke their relationship with God. Since our God is holy, and he never sins, our sin separates us from him. From that day on, people were separated from God's presence, no longer allowed to live in a place of safety and plenty, and now death was waiting at the door. But God still loved Adam and Eve, and he didn't want his relationship with people to be broken forever. So he promised to do something amazing. God promised to Eve that through her seed, God would restore our relationship with him. One day he would send a Redeemer who would save the world from their sins and fix our relationship with God. Jesus would be that Redeemer. Jesus would be our Savior, the one who fulfilled God's promise. Because of Jesus, we can and will live in his presence in the future. We will one day enjoy a new earth like the garden, and we will once again live forever. Our God is a Redeemer.